Dragon motor texting. Wah. Dragon motor texting. Wah.
Get a chair. Christine is a 16-year-old teenager who's facing a serious dilemma. Her older sister is having serious health complications after taking some Chinese herbs that don't go well with her body or don't work well with her body for whichever reason. Her sister had a performance booked, and now her friends and family are pressuring her to go and take her sister's place in this said performance. Which honestly I don't understand their reasoning, because Christine is not in any way drawn into performance arts. She's never been interested in them. She's never, especially singing and dancing, which is what her sister was supposed to do. And then in what world does that mean when my sister's gig flops, I have to go and take her place? It just doesn't make sense. But somehow they convince her. They start, and she learns this music. She learns the dance as fast as she can. And a few minutes before she's meant to perform on behalf of her sister, she wants to back down. But it's too late, because she's dragged on stage, and right there, facing the whole crowd, very scared, she just takes a deep breath and starts singing. And she delivers the performance of a lifetime. A performance so good that it secures her a slot in an elite performance art school. Sounds like the plot of a movie, right? Because it is. This is the plot of Victorious, a Nickelodeon teen sitcom that aired between 2010 and 2013. The sitcom follows Tori Vega, a 16-year-old who is extremely talented but equally inexperienced, and she finds herself in this elite performance arts high school where she's struggling to fit in. Episode 1695, The Birth of Over 25.
So do you guys think we could do it together? So I think Shiki Lona say immediately yes. Now you see me at the time, my job, I'm always in Eldoret, I'm always in Coast. I was not able to do it. 2016, they released the first episode, just Julia, Shiki, Lona. They used to shoot on Lona's phone, but then Lona had the best phone. It was an LG. And they used to prop it on top of books.
Would I call what happened to Tori Vega entirely fictional? I won't be so pessimistic as to say that this is entirely fictional. There are people who are lucky enough, and that is the life that they have, and things just work out for them. What then do people who don't find themselves as lucky as to have opportunities chase them down? What then do they do?
I called Shiko. I said, hey, are you guys still doing over 25? Are you guys still shooting? And she's like, yeah. I was like, could you ask Julia if I can join?
Wow.
Yeah. See me, I always ask for things.
Yeah.
Like, could you ask Julia if I can join? So she talked to Julia, and I was invited for the next shoot.
I think you've heard of Harrison Ford. Harrison was working as a carpenter at the same time Lucas was casting for Star Wars. Harrison had worked on a few Hollywood films before that, but he was not considered a serious Hollywood actor. So he was brought in not to act, but to help the actors in auditioning. And he was given the script and he was supposed to read the lines for Han Solo as the actors were auditioning for Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia. He fell in love with the role and he thought he would be very well fitted for it. And therefore, he asked Lucas, can you consider me for the role of Han Solo? And what I forgot to mention is that as he was reading the lines with the actors, he did not just read them passively. He read them so passionately, so charismatically, delivering the lines as if he was performing. So when he asked Lucas to be considered, Lucas had already seen him at work and he was very impressed at his delivery. And eventually he did cast him for the role of Han Solo and made him a global superstar. Some people are so lucky that opportunities find them. They literally force themselves on said people. But other people have to literally lift up their hands and ask to be considered. The things I've learned from Just Ivy's story: the first thing, ask. The second thing, own the thing.
Were you shy, embarrassed?
I don't know. I remember that particular episode. I would walk around my office, and tell people, by the way, I'm on a YouTube channel. We're called Over 25. We have an episode out. Do you mind watching? I would go desk by desk by desk. Marketing, Over 25. Pushing, telling guys, watch, please give us feedback. Eventually, I stopped telling people, give us feedback, because I was like, I'm not going to listen to your opinions.
All the corporate advice that I've had usually insist on a quote-unquote work-life balance, and specifically a work-life separation. Like, you should not let your co-workers know you too much. You should not vent to your co-workers. There's no such thing as a work bestie. Be careful what you say, when you say, how you say it, because everything that you say can and will be used against you. There are no genuine relationship in the corporate world. Why? Because we are all here for money. All those relationships are driven by money. And when people have the chance to choose between money and whichever relationship they have with you, they will choose money. So trust nobody, suspect everybody, don't tell anybody about basically this.
Trust nobody, suspect everybody, don't tell people about your vision.
I'm not extremely familiar with over 25 content because I'm not yet over 25 and I take TV ratings very seriously. But even from what I've gathered from the internet and even from this interview is that over 25 was not entirely family friendly. And Just Ivy was willing to go and market that to the people she works with, desk by desk. And I think for me, it's just a lesson on confidence. Like, I need to be able to stand behind my work. I can't tell you the anxiety it used to give me just being called a content creator. I used to feel like I'm catfishing people. Like, don't take me that seriously. Like, I enjoy making content. I get my 200 likes, but I'm not a, content creator. I didn't dance to Renegade in 2020. I don't deserve it. Just to recap before we conclude. The first thing, ask. She simply asked to be on over 25. The second thing, own. She took that first episode and marketed it to everyone in that office. And the third and last thing, give. And this one, in this context, she was the recipient. She, according to her, she used to not like her raspy voice until somebody pointed it out in the comments. And ever since then, she loved her voice so much, she tried to even deepen it more during the episodes. Why that stood out for me is, like, we don't know how much just being wise with your tongue, giving something as small as a compliment can change someone's whole outlook on life, on themselves, on something perhaps they've been insecure about for a long time. Like, don't be selfish with kind words. Just to wrap it up, ask, own, and give.